Greetings, family, near and far and wide, on planet, off planet, in the planet. You've done that, goes already. Nature's agreeable, step forward, disagreeable, step back. Because you know what? You know, see what I go on. We ain't got no more time for the foolishness. Come in, my youth.
No, sir. And yeah, we're back with Ladycrowne, and we don't stay down, we stay up, and we don't chat pop, because it's real talk, episode 106. 1 plus 0 equals 1. 1 plus 6 equals 7. The number that's linked to spirituality, God, the Most High, Jah Rastafari, and that's where our energy lies, you know? And yeah, greetings to you all. And what have you got to say to the people, Dan?
What a beautiful day.
Yeah,
as
definitely.
You can see, we're indoors because we've got a bit of rainfall outside. This weather, this summer's been really quite different, you know, in comparison to previous summers. We've had more rain than we've had sun, but hey ho, there's lots of things going on in the planet, and you know what, I'm not even complaining about the rain, because we know we've got crops up here that need the rain, but sometimes too much can, you know, have a detrimental effect on them, but that's the way it goes. But I mean, first and foremost, we just want to shout out all the people, them in Hawaii, Maui.
Yeah, most
those fires are absolutely devastating. I mean, it started off as a tornado. I'm not quite sure how a tornado could turn into something so catastrophic and apocalyptic. I mean, the images, it's just like out of a movie. You know, the movies we see total destruction and the whole city burned down. That's what it looked like. Lots of people, you know, transitioned, and there's still people unaccounted for. So our thoughts and prayers go out to those people in Maui. This beautiful, beautiful place now devastated by fire. What can I say? Energy directed missiles. I don't know how something like that could have happened, but to the point where it's literally charred remains of vehicles, you know, whole villages just gone. Sometimes these things happen in nature, and other times, you know, man can have some kind of something to do with it, let's put it that way. But nonetheless, these things happen, and these people have lost lives, lost family, loved ones, everything that they own. So our thoughts and prayers really go out to them, and let's all come together collectively, you know what I mean, and send out positive healing energy to the people of Maui, because you know, words fail me. You know, sat here in the rain, you know, looking out at greenery from everything that we've grown. You know, we can be so abstract from other people's pain and suffering.
You know, stuck in our own bubble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not having a, you know, an awareness that realizes that we're all one. If another man or woman suffers, you do as well.
Absolutely.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's wherever your focus goes. You know what I mean? So we need to reflect and take time out and understand that a lot of people are going through real suffering and pain. You know what I mean? So don't think that what you're going through is the be all and end all. No, man.
No.
You know, trust me.
It's a drop in the ocean in comparison.
Trust me, like count your blessings, like we said last week, Friday. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your position right now, many people would love to have it. You know?
Oh gosh.
So don't complain about your position that you hold right now.
Yeah, give thanks.
Give thanks, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Shout outs to the people in Hawaii.
Yeah, really. We've got so much happening, and you know, a lot of things that happen on the planet, you know, the fires and the chemical spills in various states in America. I mean, it's all like this big crescendo, you know, and all these things are happening, and people's lives are affected. I mean, I don't think I've seen any mention of the flooding in Beijing, which I spoke about last week. You have to look at the images. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, whole villages underwater, and I don't think I've seen anything on mainstream. I don't tap into mainstream news or television, as you know.
Well, a lot of them don't report what's really going on anyway.
But something like that.
Yeah, but something like that should be on there, to be fair.
I don't know if it's because...
But we don't follow the mainstream anyway. So.
I don't know if it's because it's China, and they're all, you know, up in arms about China and the BRICS nation, and so therefore, you know, mainstream Western media aren't going to report on it. But that in itself is devastating. There's millions of people without homes, you know, and obviously, you know, sanitation and all the rest of it. So yeah, there's a cleansing that's taking place on the planet, and during that cleansing lots of catastrophes happen, and there's loss of life, because that's just the way Mother Nature heals herself. I mean, what's happening on this planet and to the planet, in the planet, on the planet, at the hands of men and women, there comes a point where the planet says no more, and even with their directed energy weapons and their heart machines, all of those things are nothing compared to when the Mother Nature decides to, yo, this is where it ends. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're sending over here, we're going to fling it back on you. So unfortunately, there's going to be more to come in terms of events taking place on the planet, and in the background we're looking at a staged kind of like collapse, that it's growing in momentum in terms of bank closures and all the rest of it. And don't tell me you've not heard about what NatWest are doing on the 11th of September, because you've got to have your head in the sand. Yet again, whenever they plan to do something that is going to impact on your life, they need a tacit agreement. So once they put it out there, you just say, oh well, instead of 250, I can only get instead of 5, I can only get 250 a day. That's all right. I don't mind. At least I can still get. Once you do that, you've acquiesced, you've agreed to their new terms and conditions, because that's what they are. And when they do switch things upon you, you've got no combat. There's no recourse. I don't give financial advice, but I think if you've got substantial amounts of money in there, then perhaps you need to get it out before the 11th of September. Yeah. And don't forget that NatWest was a part of the bailout, which was taxpayers' money that was used to bail them back in 2008. So 35% of it is state-owned, which means it's owned by the people, even though we know what they do when with state assets, them teeth it, yeah? But it was taxpayers' money that bailed the bank out. So there's 35% of it that belongs to the people. If people just go, oh well, like they did with the Smaxine and the Corona, then this is what will happen. They'll just ride roughshod over you. Before you know it, you've got a CBDC and you're really, really screwed. So I don't give financial advice, but if I had substantial amounts of money in there, and I mean, 10,000, 5,000, whatever, you know what I mean, money that is yours, you need to claim it. Banking laws changed some time ago to the point whereby you who deposit your money in that account become a creditor. So you literally put it in, and the bank uses it, and if they lose it, then so do you, because you're the creditor. So in the event of a bank failure, who gets paid out last? The creditors, which means you get nothing. So that in effect, they'll steal your money. And don't think, oh, I'll run from here to there, because they're just testing it out with NatWest, but they're all interlinked, as we already know, and they will eventually put it in all the other banks. It's about us, becoming our own bank. You know what I'm saying? There are currencies out there, cryptocurrencies that you can use to make lots of different transactions, to buy lots of things with right now. So it's about taking responsibility for your own finances, your own assets, and not leaving it in the hands of these people who will at whim just change it like that. And the plebs, as far as they can see us as, we're the plebs with nothing. They'll just do what we'll go along to get along, or we'll just do what we're told. So think very carefully about what you're doing. And if I was you, make moves. People that are at the banking with NatWest, and let them know, especially if they haven't heard by the 11th of September. And yet again, look at the date that they chose, 11th of September, 9/11. I don't know if that's coincidence or not, but like I said, STS,
the numbers, isn't it?
There's no such thing as coincidence, exactly.
The numbers align, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you tap into like gematria, isn't it?
Okie dokie, yeah, numerology, it's all there, isn't it? It's all in the numbers, baby.
Yeah, because a lot of these people are great planners.
Oh, yes.
And we need to tap into that frequency as well, because if you haven't got a plan, how can you execute where you're going to head to in terms of your destination? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you need to know where you're going in order to get there. And a lot of people, they go through life just random things popping up, because they're not actually, they haven't got a vision for the future. You know what I mean? Most people are living in their past, and I was there. When you're living in your past, you're very limited, because you repeat. You only can repeat what you know in it from the past. You know what I mean? You haven't got drive, you haven't got motivation, you haven't got something to you haven't got purpose. When you haven't got a purpose, more time you're gonna feel worthless. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be in a low frequency. You know, a great thing that really gave you a tactical advantage over most people from your generation is the fact that you was a foster carer, because that gave you a true purpose, something to wake up and be, you know, get prepared for, get ready for, and say, you know what, I've got to look after these vulnerable people and make sure that they're all right, they're okay. When you're just working a normal job, it's hard to feel like, I really need to do this. You know what I mean? I'm geared up for this. You can't be really geared up for something that you feel like a slave for. You get me? So we need to get to a point where we're creating our own businesses. We're becoming a co-creator of our own reality instead of allowing the matrix to shape ours and be modern day slaves, because a lot of us are, and we just don't know it. But we feel it.
Even more so now than before, because like I said, when people were quite comfortable because they had a certain level of income and it afforded them the holiday and the nice car. Now people are so strapped for cash, and if they had an emergency with a vehicle, you know what I mean, these repairing needed part, they would struggle to find that money to repair that vehicle. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how much the money system has really got people on a hook. And don't forget, it's not money. Real money is tangible. Gold, silver, platinum, diamonds. You know what I mean? That's real money. What they've given us to hold on to and fight over and kill for is fiat currency. And it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the Bank of England. It's their money, or the Federal Reserve Bank, which is no federal. It's not federal, it's not reserve, and it's not a bank. It ain't got no money. They just print it out of thin air. And just imagine trading your time. Your most valuable asset is your time, and you trade that for a promissory note to pay for whatever you've got now in the future. That it's the biggest Ponzi scheme ever invented, and it's coming to an end, and it's going to be catastrophic for many people who still bought into the idea that this plastic or the paper has value. It doesn't. Well, you say, well, I can buy this with it. I can buy. Yes, of course you can, because they control the system. They make it that you can buy anything that you want with it, but you're not buying. You're not buying shit because you don't own it. It's not yours. Not being paid for.
Okay, this is a universal fact. You attract what you're a vibrational match to. So, if you don't work on your energies, I'll give it to you like this: if your energy is always pushed out to the matrix, then you're at low frequency. You can't attract abundance. It's impossible. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about it. Like, in order to attract abundance, you have to have that personality, because that creates your personal reality. So if your personality is one of a low frequency, I've got to go. You get me? So you're already at a deficit. You know what I mean? Because your energy is everything. And in order for us to tap into our divine powers, we have to look within. We have to. That classic saying out there, the kingdom of heaven is within. A lot of people are looking outside of themselves, but you see Jesus, he had that halo around his head that no one could see, but it was there. He activated that crown chakra. A lot of us need to activate these energy centers. Our body, remember I was talking to you about body awareness in the Matrix. The first thing that Morpheus got Neo to do was learn martial arts. We have to tap back into ourselves in order to live a good life. Otherwise, we're always going to externalize our power and lose our energy and time, like you was discussing earlier. So we have to tap in, man. You have to realize that we've got, I remember Ralph Smart on about it, we've got alien powers within us, but a lot of us haven't activated that so-called junk DNA. There's human beings on this planet, men and women on this planet, that they can do extraordinary things, but we look at them as super beings, not realizing that we can do the same thing. But we have to make a great sacrifice. We have to spend time with ourselves. We have to spend time working on our energy, which is key. We have to separate ourselves from the crowd, because the reason why most people don't reach the full potential is because they're always connecting through other people's mental process. So they never get time to find out who they truly are. I get it, because I was there. When I was always externalizing my power to other people, I forgot about myself. You get it. So I get why most people don't reach their, their true state, which is a god and a goddess, because that's what you truly are. I know they taught you otherwise, but we're just here to give you a message of awareness and truth and love, and realize that, trust me, you have to tap in, man. Otherwise, the only other option for you is to tap out, because it's duality. And a lot of people are picking that option because, key fact here, it's the easier option. This is what clocked on. The harder option is to tap in because we haven't been programmed to do so. You get it?
Yeah.
The program is to tap out of yourself, not to tap in. Because if it was to tap in, the majority of us would be doing it. Think about it. You know what I mean? There's only a select few that actually really tap into the inner self, and manifest greatness outside of them. There's only a few. Shouts to 19 Keys out there. Shouts to Ralph Smart out there. Shouts to Billy Carson out there. Shouts to Dr. Joe Dispenza out there. Shouts to David Wynn Miller out there. These are the guys that are just coming off my head right now that are tapped into the greatness within us, in all of us. But most of us don't express it and manifest because we're not willing to do that work. We're not willing, because the matrix has shaped a lot of our headsets. So we think, I need to idolize that. I need to be a fan of that. But then you end up forgetting about yourself. You end up being 70, 80, thinking, what have I done in my life? Nothing. Life done for you. You ain't done nothing because you've externalized it to other people. You thought other people were the God, but you forgot about you. You are a God as well. Remember, you got the same power as everybody else, but you have to activate. You get me? You have to meditate. You have to do certain things that most people don't do. You have to be uncommon in a world full of common people.
That's true. So most people spend their lives working. 40, 50, sometimes 60 years. And if you were to sit down there and do some calculations, that's more than half of your life. I'll walk.
And when you went to Boots, that lady, 45 years.
Yeah, they gave us a tour of Boots, Nottingham, and some of the old archive stuff, Jesse Boots, and the 1805 electric car. So yeah, Boots had an electric car in 1805. But that fantastic, that wonderful, that had gone on to leaps and bounds by now. We'll be having the flying cars, ones where the what do you call it? The
hoverboard. We'll be flying.
We'll be up in the sky by now, won't we? So they had the electric cars in 1805. What's the big deal now? And if it's that brilliant, it would have just continued and grown and developed to the point where we'll be in some, I don't know.
Yeah, but they got secret projects.
Yeah.
Billy Carson was talking about this. He said they're not 100 years ahead of us in technology. They're 300.
Yeah.
He said, listen, they got projects around the world that they're not telling the people. They're not releasing the documents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What they did, they suppressed it. A lot of the things, I mean, they've been talking about Tartaria, which is modern day Russia, and cities that have been covered up and they're built on top of cities but you just have to look at some of the architecture all over the world, right in the country where you are, the city where you are, and you say, you know what, ain't anybody built that, ain't no man built that. Do you know what I'm saying? The Crystal City, Crystal Palace, I think it is. It's all glass, and it looks. It's about, I don't know, 200 years old. Them say they are them built. I like them. I tell you, that them sitting with there before them man come on here. They were, and all these you might be walking on the pavement, but below the pavement there's like 2-3 levels of buildings that have been covered up because that's where they built it up to. So to hide it, people in them basement apartments. Well, it's not in a basement apartment. It isn't a basement apartment now because them built on top of it. But before that was all open. So what else is down there? We all know. I mean, Nottingham's a hole, and Nottingham underneath is hollowed out, and it's not just for mining. Trust me, it's hollow. You can walk all over the city underneath Nottingham. The caves. There used to be in Broadmarsh, isn't it? The caves where you could go in and walk all over. So what else is down there? Up your line. All the things there. Underground cities are always there.
The ETs are here, fam.
Been here for time.
Not them ones there.
Yeah.
They might walk past you.
Oh, probably.
You know them, did they? That is sorry.
Do you see the lizard eye?
Yeah, boom.
Snake eye look on you.
Fam. Trust me, some X-Men thing, fam.
Listen, in that
Remember the blue lady that could turn into anything?
oh
The
yeah,
X-Men, come on.
yeah. Listen, I'm just they put this in a movie, but they always have to show you the truth
you
in the
have to show
movie.
the truth,
And if you
man.
take it as entertainment, then so
So
be
be
it.
it. That's your perception. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've got what's it? Our alien friend Elon. It is, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Changing
yeah.
Twitter to X. I don't know what
Excellent, yeah.
X something X what. But now apparently there's a new disease coming. Did you not anybody hear about it? Guess what it's called?
What?
Disease X.
Is it?
Yeah, and don't worry. I don't want anybody out there to start worrying and panicking because the scientists are now working on. You got it.
The cure.
The cure for it. They're working on a vaccine for the disease X. So sit tight, wait to get your letter telling you that you're extremely vulnerable and that you need to come and get your your okey pokey, your jib jab. So please don't start panicking and putting on masks and running across the road to get away from people and not opening your door to anybody and coming out and getting any daylight, having your food delivered to you because just in case disease X gets you. Come on.
Did you tap into Penny Kelly's Loxy?
Yes, I did.
A lot of good information,
Yeah.
a lot of good things occur, and people are becoming more self-sufficient as we speak.
Listen,
because there's a great awakening.
Absolutely.
This won't be televised.
All of this is to get you to go into that slave system that you're now being set free from. Even whether you, of course they are. Yeah. Because they know that this
is crashing.
They've been caught with their pants down. The king has no clothes on. It's been exposed. It's all out there. Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, all light is out there. But they're still going to try and think, let's see what we can do. You know what I mean? What distractions can we cause to get everybody to look over there whilst we, try and save our butts over here? But it's all coming to an end. That's why you see all of the calamities and the catastrophes, everything that's taking place on the planet is happening for a reason. And trust me, it is to put you in more state of fear, because when we're fearful, that's when they can control us. But the day you look that bully in the face and say, you know what, I'm not taking it anymore, that's when that bully draw back in your hand. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we've got to do. Even if you get boxed and thump and kick up out of it, guess what? Fight. Because that's what you're supposed to. You're not supposed to just sit down there and say, oh, I can't help myself. Well, if you can't help yourself, then you're going to become food. Literally. You know what I'm saying?
You have to be a warrior.
You better be up in this thing, yeah. Get back your lioness nature, your lion nature, your man nature, your woman nature. You know what I mean? Because that's what we are. That's who we are. Loving, kind, caring, sharing, giving. But guess what? On the opposite side of that, because trust me, that reptilian nature is there.
It's there for a reason.
It's there to protect you. Otherwise, you got footmarks in your freaking back. You understand me? Understand me? Yeah, you got footprints in your back. So listen, you have to turn around and push that foot off. Yeah? The big old boot on your freaking neck. No, sir.
Spartans.
Exactly.
No,
the Titans. Trust me.
Yeah, come on, real life.
That's what we are and who we are. So don't accept none of the hogwash. Do what you need to do for yourself, for family, for friends. Those who are happy to be enslaved, leave them. I don't care who them is. Mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, son, daughter. Guess what? You can't make them see what you see. You know what I'm saying? That some people just actually like being cannon fodder, or the idea of being cold, because they still believe, after everything that's happened, even with all the inquiries going on, the MHRA, they're talking about them and their preparedness and how they handle the COVID situation and all the rest of it. It's all freaking coming out. Yellow card scheme, less than 2% are reported. So what happened to the other 90? So the figures that I've been going over some of the time, telling you in terms of how many people have had certain adverse reactions, that's only 2%. What about the other 98 that's not been spoken about? That will be millions of people, and that's probably what it is. They can't cope. They can't cope. Trust me, they're having to employ staff to process these yellow card registrations that are coming through. And on top of that, they don't really want to tell you about it, because, people realise that, oh, actually, this is just more than, an obscure myocarditis event over there. It's a regular, and it's happening to young people on a massive scale. Strokes. I guess they'd have to be running for the hills. I don't know, they're not running for the hills already, but when you control media and you've got your little puppets out there, then guess what? You can carry on with your charade, but the charade will come to an end. It already is. But like I said, I guess probably 50-60% of the populace is aware of what's happening, maybe even more. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, stay strong, stay focused, don't get caught up in the hogwash. And trust me, if you're in that bank, that West, do what you need to do. We only have one couple jillion there, you know what I mean? And you're not bothered. You got 100 quid. What's that mean to you? You're not even going to be able to draw out 250 or paying 250. But if you got more than that, I suggest you do something. Trust me, sooner rather than later. If 30% of people who have an account with NatWest went to their banks today, that would shut that bank down. They wouldn't be able to pay everybody out. They would be, if you call it a run on the bank, that would be it. NatWest would be over. So here they are, taking carte blanche, just, matter of fact, this is what we're doing. Like, they don't count the people then. Remember, every money that you paid, every penny that you paid, all gets sent from your employer to your account. They use it. Banks don't do anything. They don't have their own money. They use your money. And then when they've lost it, they say to you, oh, sorry. Or they turn around and tell you what you can and cannot get. Or question you like you're some criminal when you want to go and draw out your own money. If you can't see what they're telling you, it doesn't belong to you once you put it here. And once you put it here, we'll do what we want to do with it. What you're going to say about that? Imagine somebody coming into your house and moving your TV from where it is because they want it over there. Listen, you'd be taking that man home by the scruff of the neck and dashing them out your house, wouldn't you? But yet you'll let the bankers tell you what they're going to do with your money and just go, well, at least we can get 250. Una stay there, can't go and fart. Trust me, literally. We're done.
Okay, it's a flip. No rehearsal, no script, no acting going on. And yeah, keep working on your mind, body, and soul in order to achieve your goals, because we're there, you're with ya.
Spiritually.
You don't know, bro and sis, stay blessed. STS and Ladycrowne, over and out. Peace and blessings.
Peace, my people. Have a strong day.